Hello, Warriors. It's 11 a.m. EST, time for Mike and me. Mike, how you doing, partner?
I'm fine. Thanks for asking, Coach, and yourself. Great
Uh,
interview, by the way, yesterday. Almost setting a record, garnering interviews with the great commodity interview,
David Brady. Yeah,
David Brady.
David has a lot of followers, and I mainly concur with what he's saying. Gold is up today, but I don't think it's the bottom yet. I think we'll see a trade under 2,000.
Wow.
1940 to 1880 are my targets on gold. So, I mean, here's the weekly, another negative week. I still think that we could even test 78.6 back as a possibility, and that comes in here right around 1880. And, I talked about a major cycle being due in the miners. Last year, I started talking about it towards the end of the year, and I said, wait, this cycle isn't due until next year. Well, here we are into the new year, and some of these are pressing lows, like Newmont.
Yeah,
I know Newmont had
I'm in
a
it. I'm in it.
okay. I'm looking at it here. I thought initially we'd hold 36. We're gapping lower. I think I could come up with a target bait off this line down here that could take it down to
It
new
is what it
lows.
is. It is what it is. You're right.
Yeah, so what we have a capitulation bottom setting up here in a lot of these miners.
Taking calls.
GDX, I have like two important lines converging here around this just under 25. We could be
Nice.
there. We could be there early in February.
I
We
hope it
could be
is.
there
I hope it
soon.
does it with volume, and then that will be it for me. Good.
And the scenario is the dollar keeps rallying, right? So we're only about 100 points away, 140 to from 105, which is where I think this thing's going to terminate. And maybe we get a hot inflation number tomorrow because I still think yields have some moves to the upside that were not complete. It's acting pretty good. There's your weekly, getting a weekly 2 week reversal. Um, I mean, what's wrong with after yields drop 1.2 for it to recover halfway to 440? And
I
that
don't.
may,
I don't. It's.
yeah,
I agree.
and it's certainly not hurting the market, Mike. Well, we're coming off a little bit here now in the S&Ps, but strong dollar, higher yields so far hasn't hurt the market.
The
Uh,
rotation's been proper so far. As you see, they're running to the mega caps, or almost hiding out in the mega caps with the Apple upgrade. But you know what? The rest
yeah,
of the board's red.
okay, yeah. So it's
Look at
still
the
the
IWM.
mags.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we are. Yeah. I'm not thinking we go to 82 anymore. We might hold like this
Huh.
level here and start heading up again. We've had a nice pullback in the regionals, so maybe they're going to go again. I want to ask you. I just wanted one more thing. So I finally figured out how some technicians can come up with a 6,000 S&P target. If I could see it, I could understand. And all you have to do is take the high that we had at the end of 21
Uh-huh.
and the recent high, testing it, and we could still have a pullback to 46 or something. But breakouts over 48, if you just take a measured move, the low in October was 34. Let's use round
34.5.
numbers.
Let's
35 and 48 is 1,300 points, right? This is 1,300 points. This is 1,300 points. So if we have a breakout over 48 and you add 1,300 points, it gives you 6,100. So now I
Mr.
see that.
Hunter would be happy to hear about that.
Who would?
Mr. Hunter.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, and that's probably why he raised his target to 7 because everyone is coming around to, his 6,000 number seemed, very aggressive a year or so ago. So, anyway, that's how you could get to 41, 6,100.
It's that easy. You could have saved most parents $250,000 in education just to come up with that.
Yeah. So, okay. So if you can add and subtract, multiply, divide, you could trade. So I'm going to turn the screen over to you, Mike, and tell me what's happening in your universe
Okay.
as far as.
Okay, hold on, Coach. I'll take the screen, share screen. Let's go to my main page here as we are riding the NVIDIA nicely. I bought it as per yesterday's video. I said that dip
Yeah, I
was a
saw that.
shakeout.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a shakeout. Still have it. I had 400. I have 200 shares left. Nothing much.
Has one
Meta.
more high in it. Yeah.
Yeah,
They all
Meta
look
did
good.
the fake out again.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Shorted your own will. As we said before, the megas. Oracle even bounced. Apple got the upgrade. I mean, a lot of these stocks, the major ones, as per yesterday's video, had held their 200 days. Apple, JP Morgan daily. What was the Morgan Stanley? Actually, Morgan Stanley broke the 200 day. But as you can see here, Alcoa reported they're mixed. I was in a stock like Alcoa today, Coach. It was thin out there. Alcoa reported. I watched it last night. The low was like $26, and I was trying to buy it at the gap. Then I saw it open this morning. I'm like, Alcoa. It was 28.80. It had made like like a 20% move. So I'm shorting it aggressively everywhere from 27.60 to 28.60. So I'm in my average price is like right around here, but the stock, Coach, within like 5 minutes, the stock 27.90 here. I turn around, it's 28. I can't have 8,
Yeah.
10,000 shares of something that does a half a point uptick. So
Yeah.
I'm in it a minute, I'm frustrated. I cover and make a little bit of money. Now here's Alcoa with the rest of the I guess metals or commodities below the two,
It
below
seems
the
like it seems like anything that if you dropped it on your foot, it would hurt, isn't working.
right. Boeing, you know what I mean? Big deal. You know what I mean? Okay, a little bounce
Trying to
nicely.
save it. Yeah.
AMD, Marvell, Alexis is all over this one. I'm not going to lie. Marvell taking huge calls. Yet again, you have, some of the payment providers. China, the Shanghai's its lowest since 2020, I believe.
Yeah, it is.
DraftKings was strong all day long yesterday. All day long yesterday. Finished at the high in the weekday. It worked. VRT, another stock that was on the high. So stocks, Coach, with the VIX still this low, don't keep expecting many reversals. I wouldn't expect Apple to reverse unless the VIX really takes a hammering. You know, if they're winners, let them go. Let them keep going. That's when there's that. Like I said, there's not many reversals with your stock. So if they're a winner and the winner usually right away, let them go. You know what I mean? So, uh, it's still one of those bifurcated markets, if you will. Here are all my energy stocks. I'm long Devon right now. Energy, I made a beautiful trade on it yesterday. I went to the well. Here's the weekly on Devon Energy coming up to
Wow.
the weekly 200 support. So I might be, at least, I'm not looking to a trade for at least. That's a horrible vernacular. I like the rotation. I believe yesterday, I'm in it. The only reason
Okay.
why I picked Devon also is because it has calls. So that's part of my rotation. I'm also long Newmont, as you know.
Are they still laying out sweeps in the minors?
Yes, Coach. Let's load the videotape, as
Yeah.
Warner Wolf used to say. If you're anybody from New York. All right, let's look. TSM still Tesla. Oh, by the way, great call on Tesla, Coach. Let's go to Tesla. They tried to turn it positive the last couple of days. Now it's
Yeah.
teetering. I mean, this is it tried that day with the volume. They tried to reverse it. Now it's so there's Tesla and Riven, same thing. As the mega caps are leading, the stocks that are having trouble is Rivian. Stock Coach, a month ago, 23, it's 15. No, it's not a thin stock, trades at 50 million a day. So let me keep going to the sweeps as we look. It was
Does it have
gold.
anything to do with the talk about China just flooding the EV market?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
So, I mean, China
Here's
has to sell whatever they can right
and
now
we had the
because they're
conversation on
pressed.
Tuesday. They'll do it to spite their nose, to bite their face, whatever that cliche is. They'd rather cut off one of their arms so you can have cut off two of yours. It is what it is. Marathon bullish. Marathon Oil. Okay, that pointed me. What else? MLCO, Save bullish, Airlines, AMD bullish. I saw GDX, a bunch of gold calls. IWM bearish. They're still bearish on the Russell.
Okay.
Uh, Apple calls, Microsoft calls. You know, it's AMD calls. It, you know,
Yeah.
we that's it's no, you know, that's where that's what's happening. Cruise lines. They did have some gold calls, Coach. Uh, and I'm not just looking for a needle in a haystack or something. Just to,
It's the first time I've heard you talk Apple calls, so they're believing this upgrade.
well, Bank of
Going
yeah, this was a big. This was apparently an analyst with a lot of pull.
okay.
AMD. It's the whole thing is AMD. Look, AMD, AMD,
If
AMD.
you own Apple, one thing I could tell you about Apple, and I don't know how high it's going to go, but if we ever take out 180 now, there's a trap door underneath it. So it held 180 two, 3 times in the last week.
Let's look at that, Coach. No, but yeah, you know what? I don't know. Like if I didn't know it was Apple and you showed me an X-ray, I
Yeah,
would think it was a no play. Now what are you gonna do?
yeah,
It's got everything compressed. It's in it's got that. It's got like. Let me go to TGH. Much like the composite looks right now. Let me go to TGH very briefly. By the way, Alexis posted something about Katie Stockton that she put out this
okay.
morning. I know you're a big Katie fan.
I am.
If not interview you know or interviewed her. It's rare that we see such clean cup and handle formation in Microsoft and SPX. They tend to have bullish long term complications. Just an opinion, high level opinion.
No, she's very good.
Yeah, she is very good.
And you know what? She's looking for 6,100. I heard her. And now that I could see it on the chart, I guess, we're going to have that melt up. So, um, especially if the dollar's close to turning, hard to be short anything if the dollar's going to start going south again. So that's also going to be important, mainly for commodities, uh, commodity type stocks, which are suffering. So I'm really laser focused on as we approach these levels in the dollar and miners are making new lows. Um, not because I think the miners can be a generational low, but uh, I think the low will be good enough for a 2 year rally, which for me 2 years is an eternity. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
And
Um,
here's our commodity. No, Coach. Last time you said something you weren't going to say for 2 years, it came to fruition in like 3 months, and that was the gold. Remember that? You said you
yeah,
want to, but it came. With that being said, is if you
I
want
think it's the last. I know I sound like the boy who cried wolf, but I think it very well could be the last good break to buy in gold before we close over 2160 and head towards 2400, 2500.
well, you
So,
know what? As we look at our TGH commodity page here, uh, I'm going to bring up a chart on this, Coach. You know what? We say it all the time, and we're older, seasoned. This type of trade, we're going to be wrong before we're going to be right. But the last move might be the most painful. That's why I don't want to start building now. No,
yeah, that's
you know what I
GLD.
mean.
Yeah, I
Especially if
do.
there's something geopolitical binary. Or yeah, I don't want to be on the side of
Okay,
it.
so what's that? The green is a 200,
That's correct, sir.
and this is a daily.
That's correct.
All right, and I know that GLD trades to a discount to the physical gold, right?
That's what you taught me.
All right. Well, it does. I mean, it's showing like 186, which would be 1860. So about $40. Where's that green moving average line come in?
182, 180.
18,
Here's the
1820.
weekly. Comes down to about right here on the
So that
weekly.
that would be cash gold around what I'm looking for, around 1880,
Sure. That's
1900, if we
no,
got
that's
down there.
bravo. No, I mean that's what I'm targeting, and I have the patience
Yeah.
to do it.
Okay.
Uh,
Are uranium stocks still blowing? There's divergences. In fact, David Brady was talking about divergences in uranium itself. Oh, it looks like
Coach,
that
it's
may
like
have been
Apple.
it.
I don't even.
Yeah.
Well, it's a little stronger than Apple, but it's got that. What would you? What do you take of this chart, regardless of
I
what?
don't. I sell it.
Yeah.
It looks like that was
How about the
exhaustion up there.
capitulatory blow off top here and then
Yeah, it's
closing
what.
below it?
All right, key word, blow off top. So
And then
what do you
closing
do with
below
it?
that blowout. Yeah, no, I got you.
Yeah. So what do you
Calls have
do?
dried up.
Yeah. So, and now they have people trapped over 50 that thought it was a breakout. And we almost filled the gap underneath. So it could end up being exhaustion, which happens after a blow off top. I wouldn't be long. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, there's uranium. Yeah. This UEC was a little thing that all these little bag holders are holding.
But I watch that thing with amazement.
I did, I do too. And I'd rather short this thing at 5 than 8.
Yeah.
You'll make more money. You'll make more money shorting it here than you will here.
Yeah.
I've learned that over the years. I don't care what it
So
is.
that looks like it was a blow off move in the uranium. So just word to the radioactive traders out there.
Yeah, the action, it's all in all short-term calls now, coach. Some, action, it's all in Google, AMD, everything.
Yeah,
Let's go back.
the Mag 7.
Yeah, everybody, you should hold on. Let me go to me. You should get, you get the picture by here. Here we are, the futures, spies, Apple breaking high,
Yeah,
Google. There's the chart on Google. It's inevitable. I'm
yeah,
not going to lie.
yeah,
That's inevitable.
yeah. So melt up. And really it's impressive because the dollar's been rallying for about a month and the market, kind of moved just sideways on that. So,
Look at my
uh,
QS. How about this one, coach? Selling 250,000 shares at about 8. I left a little on the table. Look at it now.
nice.
I mean,
This
well,
is
I started a position to get it now, but this thing went from down 50%.
this is a
Battery,
daily chart
yeah,
or okay.
battery.
Wow.
Remember this thing though is Tesla.
So
Look
they
at that.
took every short out and then puked. What a
Yeah.
vicious market. Yeah,
No,
Tesla's gonna take out that October low.
coach, look at Lucid. Not even for speculation alone. Look at this. It's $2.
Yeah. Are they going
Look
bankrupt?
at this. No, this was right over here is something with Lucid. It takes like it costs them like $250,000 to make a $60,000 car. I'm off with my metrics, but it's some sort of ridiculous multiple. But this is where the Saudis are rumored to take it over. It. This was what last year at this time. You think you're huge at 18. Now you're sitting at 2. It's
Yeah.
incredible. This isn't a
No wonder they want to pump more oil.
MU taking a lot
So
of
they could
calls.
average out down here.
There's MU calls, taking a ton of calls. It's only a matter of time before it catches up to Marvell and
Wow.
Taiwan
Nice.
Semi, and it's only a matter of time.
Careful
MU
with that one.
no, I no, listen.
When they start leaving gaps like that, I'm not saying today's a high, but it's getting into not a lot of oxygen up here.
all right, we'll leave it at this. All right, there's a lot going on. So let's look at our most actives for the day. Here's my most actives as usual. As usual, a couple of ETFs: AMD, Tesla, Apple, Taiwan Semi, Riven. All stocks we have brought up already. 8 out of the 12 stocks we mentioned outside of Mara. So here's the most active. Even Pfizer's having a bad poor day today. So anything I look for example, DraftKings I brought up as well. Normally trades 10 million a day as of what 11:20 a.m. Already has 100% of its volume. I don't care what it's doing. Bottom line, it has volume, range, and it looks like it's price action. Nice follow through. So this is what I look for at this type of day. You know what I mean? I get my book. I write down what has range, price action, positive trend. God forbid something has option flow, and it's almost like one of those Top Gun radars, option flow, volume, trend. It locks in, like
Yeah.
Maverick, and then it turns red, and then you fire.
So XLF, Mike, probably puts in a low once yields peak. So we have one more shot up in rates, to 425,
Looks like
440,
GLD.
takes XLF off. Because I mean, it's really relative strength has shifted. They led the way up at the end of the year,
Oh, it's completely.
and
Wow.
they're
Look at
kind of
Morgan
the
Stanley.
weakness right now. It's yields. It's yields.
Coach, you
Look at that.
shouldn't have a move like that in Morgan Stanley. This isn't GME. This is a major, people hold this in their portfolio from 20 years old to 80. This thing, you shouldn't do this within 2 months, going
Yeah.
from 82 to 95 back to 82.
There
I love it.
Congress keeps trying to do different things with the banks. They want to eliminate the overdraft.
I saw
There's
Biden did
some
that.
other legislation, and the overdraft fees have been a cash cow for the banks.
Yes.
Okay, so I mean that could be part of it. It's usually government mucking up the works.
My 19-year-old gets overdraft
Banks, they
fees.
want to
They're like,
eliminate the overdraft.
I saw
There's
Biden did
some
that.
other must have had it on in the room.
I did. No, I was,
All right,
I had picture in picture, and I
all
had
right.
you and I
It's
on.
like two games, like watching two games.
What?
Anyway, I'm withdrawing from, college football's over and just a little left in the NFL. And then I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to start following horses or something.
I knew that was going to come. And you know
Huh?
what? There are also simulated demos out there for that too, just like
Oh,
trade demos. The earnings this
okay.
week, by the way, before the open, Schlumberger, we have a couple of State Street Travelers, a couple of banks. Big Daddy Schlumberger is the best of breed oil driller. So we have Banks and Schlumberger in the morning. So let's see how that happens. Last time the Banks' coach had led the way. Now they're leading the way down as we look at Morgan Stanley and even something like a Citicorp. Goldman's the only one that's hanging in there. Even JP and the boys, sold
Okay.
off on that gap up, and that was it.
I want to wrap it with telling people if they like what we're doing here. We get a lot of comments and thank yous on our YouTube channel for the content we're providing. The best way to say thank you is to transfer or open a new account at TradeView. And their commissions, Mike says, lowest on the street. He knows. And that way you could, you're trading anyway. Doesn't cost you anything to transfer an account. Check out, take a demo, check out our spreads, check out the different platforms. And if you like what we're doing and we've helped you and you've made some money off some of our work, open an account with TradeView.
I
So
appreciate
I,
that,
I
Coach.
know I normally don't, pitch or sell, but you reap what you sow. So um, you know, if people give to you and you receive, you should also go the other way.
I appreciate that, Coach. And in
Okay.
conclusion, listen, this is everything in this page is important because I curated it. And
Yeah.
just like TGH's motto, less is better in quality over quantity. Live account, demo account, all these three buttons right here. Go to our YouTube page. It goes right to our almost free 4,000 subscribers. Coach yesterday getting 30 record, almost a record, probably is a record, 3,300 views. Get to know what we're about. We do 2 videos a day. It's our video dossier, as well as us being on the record, which we're proud of, some 1,000 videos going back years. So, as Coach said, there's TradeGATEHub. Get back to looking at a live demo or a regular
Yeah.
account right there. It's that simple. All our platforms get to know us. So until then, we'll be in the room. Thank you for tuning in. Don't let your trades turn into positions. And thank you for sharing questions, comments, and complaints. Even it's not what you say, how you say it. Always welcome as well. We want to bring a better product. Certainly don't want to waste our time. Definitely not yours. So thank you very much.
And I'll be on Real Vision today at 4 p.m. EST, Mike. Any people that haven't heard enough of me, I'm going to be giving specific levels on entries for the short side of the dollar.
Okay, please tune
Okay,
in to
buddy.
Coach as well and support. Great, Coach. A bunch of good videos today, as usual. I'm fired up for the afternoon. Everybody as well, so get yourself a live or a demo, and we'll be in the room to help you out no matter what. Cheers.
That's what you say. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
you want to get to know us, see you in the room.
Cheers, everyone. Thanks,
Adios.
sir.